the Biden campaign, for everything that Joe Biden is and is not, you'd think he'd have competent campaign people around him, right? Like, this is a guy who was vice president for 8 years of this country. He's the front runner. And he does not seem to be able to surround himself with people who can figure out very basic things about how information should be released, or what he should be talking about on a particular day, or his approach when you have an issue. How do you respond to it? They seem to be terrible at this, and terrible at fundraising. Like, these are the built-in advantages you'd think a guy like Biden would have. He was the freaking vice president. He's got all the people around him. He's made friends with everybody. He was in Congress for 791 years. You'd think he'd have campaign people who were competent around him, and so far, that does not seem to be the case.
Well, does he have all the Hillary people around him?
Hopefully. Maybe that's what he did. He just hired all the Hillary people.
Seriously, he's running it like Hillary. What you were just describing, he has all the fundraising capability. He has all the connections, all of the friends, been around forever. That's Hillary.
It's true. Although Hillary did raise money. I mean, she had plenty of money. I'll at least give her that. Joe can't even do that.
Yeah, she was selling access.
Yeah, but you think Biden's above that? I mean, that's what this whole scandal's about. And let me give you this too, Glenn. We started this a little bit last week, and we never got through it.
Okay.
You are Burisma. You are a Chinese corporation associated with the national government. You're a bank, and you are tightly tied to the government. And you're just going to hire Hunter Biden with no experience, with no obvious reason why he would be hired. And he's going to be paid not $50,000 a month, which would be completely ridiculous to pay him, but much, much more than that. I mean, it seems like it was more like $200,000 a month to do these duties. All that aside, all of his experience aside, the guy's just plainly a mess. Okay. And a lot of us are a mess. I'm not saying this to beat the guy up. We all have our issues. But Hunter's got a specific set of issues that would not indicate he should be hired for a high level position anywhere, even at like Cinnabon. Okay. Now,
I don't know about the high level. I would be a little uncomfortable with him just working the counter as well.
Exactly.
Right.
Anything that has to do with money. I don't think I want this guy around.
I don't know.
Let me just walk you through quickly. This is his life history, and I'm not making any of this up. Okay. He was when he was young at college, he was drinking obviously a lot, which is not odd at all in college. Okay. He would occasionally use cocaine. Once, hoping to buy cocaine, he was sold a piece of crack. He didn't know how to use the drug, but he tried the crack and didn't really do anything. Okay, but it's young. He's in college. Lots of people do crazy things in college. Remember, though, that this is a party that held multiple hearings about how much Brett Kavanaugh drank in college.
Got it.
Okay, but they're totally cool with the cocaine and the crack and all those stuff. Yeah. Okay. Now we go on to 2003. He started drinking again. 2003, he goes with his wife, Kathleen. They go to Washington. His wife told him, hey, get sober. And he's decided he was not going to drink for 30 days. Okay.
And he didn't drink for 30 days.
Exactly. 30 days. Exactly. And then on the 31st day, every time he would start drinking again.
He was proving that he's not an alcoholic. An alcoholic couldn't stop for 30 days.
It sounds exactly like a story you've told me about not drinking during the day.
Yep.
Alcoholics would drink during the day, and I wait till 5 o'clock every day.
Yep.
and justifying that you're not an alcoholic. Then that's September, this is 2003, business trip. They look up rehabilitation centers and goes into rehab. This is the first rehab trip. After they return, he goes into AA. Okay, so we're in 2003 still. It gets rockier, though, because you're not going to not hire a guy in 2016 because of what he did in 2003, obviously. However, he had a relapse in 2010, so he did go like 7 years there.
Good for him.
Which is great. 7 years. He drank 3 Bloody Marys on a flight home on a flight to Madrid on business.
Less than optimal.
He continued to drink in secret for several months. He had another relapse in 2013 after he suffered an illness and he was prescribed painkillers. In May of 2013, the night before Hunter's first weekend of reserve duty, he stopped at a bar a few blocks from the White House. Outside, Hunter said he bummed a cigarette from 2 men who told him they were from South Africa. He felt amped up as he was driving to Norfolk and then incredibly exhausted. So maybe he had a laced cigarette there in 2013. Okay.
Boy,
still 2013.
This guy's luck with with drugs.
All sorts of stuff. He keeps buying the wrong thing.
He just wanted a cigarette.
I know. It's so sad. So sad. A few months later, Hunter received a letter saying that his urinalysis had detected cocaine in his system. It's a bit of a problem with the military. Tried to get his drinking under control in July 2014. By the way, I just want to tell you that this is about the time he gets hired at Burisma. Okay?
Yeah.
In the middle of all this is when he's getting hired. Tries to get his drinking under control in 2014. He went to a clinic in Tijuana that tried to cure alcoholism with a
chicken livers?
With something with a root of West African shrubs. It's illegal in America.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Those work all the time.
Yep.
AA, fraud.
Right.
The West African shrub treatment?
Shrub treatment.
Yeah,
big.
that works.
Now, after that, he left, came back to the United States, goes into rehab again. This is 2014 in Arizona. Then he goes on, and again, now he's working at Burisma. He has a trip back to Washington. He told, after the funeral for his brother, Bo, he tells his wife that he was thinking about running for public office. She pointed out that he only recently had been discharged from the Navy after testing positive for cocaine. They rode the rest of the way home in silence. Not a healthy relationship per se. Couples therapy, Hunter and Kathleen reached an agreement. If Hunter started drinking again, he would have to move out of the house. A day after their 22nd anniversary, Hunter left a therapy session, drank a bottle of vodka, and moved out. Later that month, he and the Burisma co-founder are in Norway on a fishing trip. A guy who's been in all this rehab. The Burisma co-founder drinks with him.
Happens all the time.
I
like to take my alcoholic coworkers out, and you guys do this to me all the time. You're like, hey, Glenn, nothing could hurt this company if you were just drunk.
No.
Let's take you out for a drink.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Certainly not something you would do to gain leverage over someone.
No.
Okay. 2015, he's in rehab again. Early 2016, he becomes a shut-in and only leaves to get vodka. Goes back to rehab again in 2016. This is all when he's working for these big companies.
You know what? They're only paying him $200,000 a month.
Exactly. 2016 in Monte Carlo, he has cocaine in the bathroom from a stranger. 2016, on his way to rehab, he loses his wallet and buys crack.
Why do you hate Joe Biden?
The next week after that, a few more trips to get more crack. Again, we're in 2016 now. In fall 2016, he has a fight outside of a bar. He then he moles around town doing drugs, gets a rental car from someone, and crashes it. The rental car people bring out a new car to him. He brings that and he crashes it again. Then he winds up thinking he had a hallucination while driving, drops the rental car off, and the rental car people go in to find white powder all over the dashboard. Again, we are in 2016. He then finally gets a divorce, and then goes immediately to a strip club where he drinks more. This is all in the middle of him having a wife, getting divorced from the wife, then getting together with the wife of his brother who passed away and beginning a relationship with her. Then they break up. Then in 2019, he marries a woman he had known for a week.
No, that's not true. 10 days.
10 days.
They knew each other for 10
Sorry,
days.
that's true.
Yeah, no, but I'm sure. Look,
stable.
ABC is going to be asking him all about these things.
All about
these things. Yeah.